Hare Krishna everyone. So this is my third English practice video. Please correct me if I make any mistakes in the language, grammar mistakes or pronunciation mistakes. So here we have this story from children's book. Don't worry, I am not going to read this story for you because we all have read this story when we were kids. To summarize, that there was a fox who saw grapes at some place, but the grapes were situated at a certain height, and the fox made a number of attempts to reach to that height but could not reach to the grapes. So finally the fox decided that the grapes are sour and walked away. The moral of the story is this: people pretend to dislike what they cannot get. Well, my opinion is that I don't agree with this moral. You know, people pretend to dislike what they cannot get. So, what do you want to say? What should people do? If they cannot get something, what should they do? Should they keep trying, or should they move on and look for better things that are under their reach or that are somewhat possible to achieve with certain amount of effort? Why should we keep trying for things that are not possible? And don't you think that it is better to dislike such things? Now they are telling that fox said grapes are sour. Well, in actuality, maybe the grapes were not sour; they were sweet. So what? Why should the fox suffer? Why should fox think that grapes are nice and grapes are tasty and delicious? Why should the fox suffer that she could not get those grapes? I think, in my opinion, the fox did right. The fox tried for certain time, and when it found out that it is not possible to reach to those grapes, she just moved on. And in order to restore her peace of mind, she decided that the grapes are sour. Okay, let's make it clear that this was an assumption. Maybe the grapes were not sour, or maybe they were sour. Who knows? Nobody knows. But in such a situation, when you have tried your best, when you have been trying your best, and still if you cannot get the hold of something, is it not better to decide that they are not worth our effort? When something is not worth our effort, we should move on. And I don't think that there is anything wrong in moving on and exploring other things. Why should we sit and suffer just because we cannot get something? The world is so big, we can move on, we can explore other things, and there's a very high possibility that we do find things that are under our reach, that can be achieved by hard work or mind work. Why to cry and why to suffer and why to be disheartened for those things that are not possible by making even a number of efforts that are for the things that are just beyond our reach? Why to waste our physical energy and mental energy and emotional energy just for the things and just for those milestones that are just beyond our reach, at least in the present moment? So I think the moral of this story should be changed, and we should not criticize the fox. Actually, we should appreciate this fox, that it made certain number of attempts, it tried, and then it just moved on to explore other things. There's a very high possibility that it can get even better fruits or even better grapes that are in her reach. Just sitting there and cursing yourself and not moving on and looking at those things that are beyond your reach and just suffering, this is not wise thing to do. So in my opinion, the fox did right, and we should also follow the same thing in our life. We should dream, we should desire, but when we find that certain things are just not possible, so we must move on. We must rather invest our efforts, our mental energy, emotional energy in those things that can be achieved. And that is how I think we can be satisfied in life, and moving on in life is very important. It is very important to understand when we have to keep on going and when we have to let go of things. Thank you for listening. Radhe Radhe.